read 8 books in May. I found some gems this month and some books that are definitely some of my favorites that I've read this year so far, so you guys know I have to tell you guys about them. Starting off with one of my favorites from this month, but also a new favorite of the year, is The Giver of Stars by Jojo Moyes, and I have to thank my best friend for recommending this to me because she was like, you're gonna absolutely fall in love with this, and she was right. This is a story set in America during the Depression, and it is really cool because it is based on a true story. This is a historical fiction, and it follows a group of women who go around rural Kentucky who deliver books as a part of Eleanor Roosevelt's new traveling library. It follows 5 courageous and amazing women who are traveling through the mountains of Kentucky and delivering these books to different people and families. This was a real horseback librarian program that ran from 1935 to 1943. It is told from the point of view of Alice, who actually from England but met an American and married him, so moved to Kentucky. It follows her struggles of finding purpose in this marriage and in her life in general. So this program helps her find that purpose. It's such a beautiful story of women's friendship, how these women were truly fighting for equality for all women. I cried, I laughed, I did all of the things. This book will stick with me forever. So thank you, Emmy, I love you. Okay, next book is A Wraith Beneath the Tides by Amelia J. Do you guys how incredible these sprayed edges are? Is the coolest sprayed edges I've ever seen. This story is so incredible. This is a pirate slash siren fantasy series. It is one of my new favorite fantasy books. This is book 1. I am hooked. This book follows Esmera, who was raised by the sea's most dangerous and feared pirate. She has these mysterious powers, but she has no knowledge of her past or where she got any of these powers from. In the mortal kingdom, there is Draven, who is the son of a king, and he is a fire wielder of that realm. So when these two collide, Esmera actually kidnaps him, but they join forces to try to find this sunken kingdom. It is a really amazing slow burn. You guys know it's one of my favorite tropes ever, as well as enemies to lovers, a morally gray villain that actually happens to be the FMC, which is fun and fresh. You guys are looking for a new fantasy to binge, start this. You will not regret it, and you will get the best sprayed edges of your life. Okay, next I read The Life and Loves of an Artist by Paul and Gail King. This was such a fascinating read. I absolutely love biographies, and this was right up my alley because this is a biography of a family of artists, but over multiple generations. This story follows the lives of an incredibly talented family of 3 who share this incredible love of art. It is a story about how their passion and love for art really helped them come together and get through really hard times. She is a dancer, he is a sculptor, and they also have a child named Kathy who has Down syndrome. It follows him creating sculptures and her performing. It's so cool because there's like old photographs and different family pictures, so you really get like the full scope of this family's life through all these different generations. Such a beautiful example of family legacy and the love for art and how important that is. It was just such a refreshing story and made me reflect on legacy I want to have, and it was just really beautiful. Next book I read was reading Reading Lolita in Tehran by Azar Nafisi. I actually read this months ago. I took my sweet time with it. You want to genuinely feel like you're so present while reading it. This is a very powerful memoir about a teacher who is teaching Western literature in Iran during and after the 1979 revolution. She recounts her teachings as she formed a secret study group of female students to read banned Western classics. It is a beautiful combination of literary analysis combined with her personal narrative. She provided a space for 7 of her most dedicated female students to talk about these different Western classics like Jane Austen and Fitzgerald. This book explores the oppression of Islamic Republic's restrictions on freedom. She highlights how literature is a form of liberation and how it serves as a means of expression and escape for women in these repressive societies. It is a book, a story I will never forget, and a message that is so incredibly important. If you guys have not read this, it is a must. The next book I read was Celebrating Women by Sarah Gristwood, and you guys know that I love books about how amazing women are, women's friendships, feminism, family, love, and this book had all of those things. This is a book that is all about the experience of womanhood. This is a brilliant collection of women's writing, including different poetry and letters and extracts from novels and journals and memoirs, all exploring the variety of experience of womanhood. A selection of writing from the 15th century to present day. There's just so much joy and love and reality in this book, and I just had the most beautiful time reading this and learning more. I just love being a woman, and I think women are so incredible. They're the best. Next book is Let It Bend by Rosie Murphy. Can we acknowledge the cover first? Such a stunning collection of poetry. You guys know I love poetry. I try to read at least 1 or 2 poetry books a month, and I actually reread this because I find every time I reread poetry and just any book in general, I just get such a different take from it. And this book is all about the power of letting go and the strength of vulnerability, and I felt like I just needed that energy. It put me in such an amazing headspace. Love the way it makes me feel. I feel like good poetry is any poetry that makes you feel something. So if you guys are like looking for something like that in the poetry realm, this would be a great thing to read. Next, I finished because I started this also like months ago, but The Book of Women's Friendship by Rachel Cook. This is one I also took my time with because I knew it was going to be such valuable and amazing information. Guess what? It was. This is the first major anthology that is dedicated to women's friendship, and it is drawn from fiction and diaries and poetries and letters. Hence the title. It explores the subject of women and their friendship from every different angle that you could think of. Talks about how women's friendships have been neglected in storytelling, whereas romantic love has been the center. This book is a testament to women's platonic love and how important it is, a celebration of the bond between women and all the highs and the lows that come with it. It was so uplifting, such a joy. I related to it so much. I do and always have thought that women's friendships are the most important thing. Beautiful representation of showing all of the different facets of women's friendships. Last but not least, I read A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf. I thoroughly enjoyed reading this. This is an essay by Woolf who argues that a woman must have money and a room of her own to write fiction. She explores the different social barriers and historical barriers that women face in achieving different freedoms. It's based on 2 different lectures she delivered at Cambridge University in 1928. She highly emphasizes the importance of education for women. She critiques the male-dominated field at the time and the lack of representation for women. It is one of the most foundational texts for feminist literature. I cannot wait to read more of her writing. My lovely friends, those are all of the books I have for you guys this month. Hope you guys had a beautiful May. I love you guys so much and so thankful and grateful for you guys, and I will see you guys next month.